Hi Nana. So let's do Rolle's theorem and Lagrange's theorem today. We'll also solve some questions based on it. Okay, so let's say there's a function f of x. Okay, first Rolle's theorem చూస్తున్నాము. Okay, so ఇలా ఒక ఫంక్షన్ ఉంది f of x అని ఉంది. Okay, ఫస్ట్ ఏంటి అని అంటే this f of x should be continuous function. Okay, it's going from some interval to some interval. Okay, let's say that interval it starts from point A to point B ఇలాగా. Okay, there are 2 points on the x-axis, point A, point B తీసుకున్నాము. Okay, this is the function f of x. Okay, as you can see it is continuous on A to B. Okay, f of x should be continuous on this interval A to B, which is A and B are both included. Okay, second condition ఏంటంటే f of x should also be differentiable. Okay, f of x is also differentiable on the open. ఎప్పుడైనా గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి, for differentiability you should have a open interval. For continuous for continuity you're going to have a closed interval like this. Okay, so f of x should be differentiable. Okay, f of x should be differentiable on open interval A to B. ఎలాంటి functions are differentiable? Logarithmic functions are differentiable, polynomial functions are differentiable, and exponential functions are differentiable. Tarvata constant functions are differentiable. Okay, so all these come under differentiable functions. So if you see any function which looks like this, yes, it is differentiable. Okay na? Alright, so f of x should be differentiable in the open interval A to B. And then the third condition is that they should exist the points, I mean f of A should be equal to f of B. అంటే మీనింగ్ ఏంటంటే ఇక్కడ A అండ్ Bకి y కోఆర్డినేట్స్ దే షుడ్ బి ఈక్వల్, సేమ్ వాల్యూ. ఇది f of A వాల్యూ అండ్ ఇక్కడ f of B వాల్యూ. చూసారంటే f of A and f of B ఆర్ ద సేమ్ పాయింట్ కదా, దే హ్యావ్ ద సేమ్ y కోఆర్డినేట్. ఇఫ్ it is like this, if all these three conditions are met, then there exists a certain point C between A and B. So there's going to be one point C here, okay, between A and B, such that f dash C is going to be equal to 0. F dash ante enti? F dash ante dani slope. So he's saying there has to be a point C. If these conditions are met, there has to be a point C in between where the slope is 0, meaning at C it's either going to be a maxima or a minima. Okay, if these three conditions are met, first enti anante f of x should be differentiable between open interval A comma B, f of x should be continuous between the closed interval A comma B, and f of A should be equal to f of B. దాని y కోఆర్డినేట్స్ ఈక్వల్ అయి ఉండాలి. ఈ త్రీ కండిషన్స్ కనుక మీట్ అయి ఉంటే దేర్ మస్ట్ ఎగ్జిస్ట్ అ పాయింట్ బిట్వీన్ A and B such that this point, okay, there's a point C between A and B such that its slope is 0, which means f dash C should be equal to 0. There exists a point C belongs to A comma B such that f dash C is equal to 0. This is what Rolle's theorem is. Okay, ఇదే Lagrange's theorem అంటే ఏంటి? దానికి కూడా ఆల్మోస్ట్ సేమ్ ఏనా. ఫస్ట్ టూ కండిషన్స్ ఆర్ సూపర్ సింపుల్, సేమ్ థింగ్. f of x షుడ్ బి ఇక్కడ ఒక a అనుకుందాం, ఓకే, అండ్ ఇక్కడ ఒక పాయింట్ b అనుకుందాం. ఓకే, ఫస్ట్ కండిషన్ ఏంటంటే f of x షుడ్ బి కంటిన్యూస్ ఆన్ క్లోజ్డ్ ఇంటర్వెల్ a comma b. సెకండ్ ఏంటంటే f of x షుడ్ బి డిఫరెన్షియబుల్ on open interval A comma B. Okay, and here f of A need not be equal to f of B. He says that there is a point C. Okay, let's say this is point A and let's say this is point B. He says that there exists a point C in between, okay, such that the slope f dash C, okay, the slope that you can see here, the slope at C will be something like this kada. This is the point C that I'm talking about. Okay, there exists a point at C such that f dash C ante entana, the slope or the tangent at C, dani slope is equal to the slope of this line AB. Okay, as you can see, it's not, it might not be exactly accurate, but roughly there must exist a point C between a comma b such that f dash c is equal to the slope of this line joining a and b. What is the slope of this line joining a and b? Suppose E point f of b, okay, E point f of a. What is the slope of this line? What do you do? Okay, this difference in y coordinates by difference in x coordinates. Am I right? So difference in y coordinates would be f of b minus f of a, correct? By difference in x coordinates is b minus a. So that's it. This is Lagrange's theorem. Okay, so if f of x is continuous on a comma b closed interval, f of x is differentiable on open interval a comma b, then there must exist a point C, okay, between a comma b, c belongs to a comma b, such that f dash c అంటే c దగ్గర మనం ఒక tangent draw చేస్తే దాని slope is parallel to the point joining a and b here. Okay, so same slope kada, this line is parallel, meaning they should have the same slope. So f dash c is equal to, what is the slope of the line AB? f of b minus f of a by b minus a. Okay, and as we were seeing, these functions which are continuous and differentiable are logarithmic functions, polynomial functions, exponential functions, you also have trigonometric functions and constant functions. Okay, itlanti a functions ichna, these are all continuous and differentiable. You can just write the statement and say that these are continuous and differentiable. Okay, Lagrange's theorem lo matramu f of a need not be equal to f of b. As you can see, f of a is somewhere here, f of b, ee two y coordinates okate chotlo ledu. There are two different places, but in Rolle's theorem these two have the same coordinates. See, they are in the same straight line. So ila unnappudu matramu f dash c 0 avutundi. Okay, and ila Lagrange's theorem lo, if they both are not equal, if f of a is not equal to f of b, then f dash c should be equal to the slope of this line AB. Slope enti f of b minus f of a by b minus a. Okay, so I hope you're clear with this concept. Let's do some questions based on this. Okay, state Lagrange's theorem, state Rolle's theorem. ఇది చేసేయచ్చు. f of x is equal to x minus 1 into x minus 2 into x minus 3. Prove that there is more than one c such that f dash c is equal to 0. Okay, so let's solve it first. Expand చేద్దాం brackets. f of x is equal to x minus 1 into x minus 2 into x minus 3. Okay, basically ఇది polynomial function కాబట్టి definitely it is differentiable as well as continuous. We don't need to prove all that. This is just for information. Prove that there is more than one c annadu in 1 comma 3. So the interval given is 1 comma 3. Let's open the brackets. X square minus 2x minus x plus 2 into x minus 3. So ఇక్కడ ఏమవుతుంది, it's basically x square minus 3x plus 2 into x minus 3, and ఇది ఓపెన్ చేసేస్తే x cube minus 3x square minus 3x square plus 9x plus 2x minus 6. So that will give us x cube minus 6x square plus 11x minus 6. This is our f of x. Now what of x, f dash x? F dash x is going to be 3x square minus 6x plus 11. Now what are they saying? There exists more than one c for f dash c. Okay, there has to be more than one c for f dash c is equal to 0. So first let's find out f dash x is equal to 0 cheste x values em vastayi. Okay, if f dash x is equal to 0, let's equate 3x square minus 3x plus 11 to 0. Okay, 11 3s are 33, factors of 33 are 11 and 3. Does that give us 6? Any other factors? Alright, so ikkada f dash x cheddam ippudu. F dash x is equal to 3x square minus 12x plus 11. Now what are they saying? F dash c should be equal to 0 and there are more than one value of c. This is what we have to prove. So first f dash x is equal to 0 chesedam. Equate it, 3x square minus 12x plus 11. 11 3s are 33. So let's do, because we can't split the middle term, let's put the formula minus b plus or minus under root of b square. B square is 144. B square minus 4ac by 2a. Okay, so that's 12 plus or minus under root of 144 minus 33 into 3 is 132. I think so. 33 into 4, 4s are 12, 33, 132 by 6, whole by 6. So you get 2 plus or minus under root of 132 and 10th nana 12 kada, 12 by 6. And so what does this become? We can take out a 2 outside, 2 root 3 by 6, which is nothing but so we have two values of x, 2 plus or minus 1 by root 3. Okay, and that's what they're saying. So if f dash c is equal to 0, okay, if f dash c is equal to 0, what does it mean? There are two values of c. So x c here is equal to 2 plus or minus 1 by root 3. Okay, therefore there are more than one value of c. Hence proved. Okay, prove that there is more than one c in 1, 3 such that f dash c is equal to 0. So ade chesam manam, f dash x is equal to 0 chesam, and you found the values of c which gave you two values. Okay, now let's look at the fourth question. Find the value of c in Rolle's theorem for the function y is equal to f of x is equal to x square plus 4 on minus 3 comma 3. Okay, f of x is equal to x square plus 4. On minus 3 comma 3. We have to find out the value of c in Rolle's theorem. Okay, so first of all, Rolle's theorem ki enti requisites f of x should be differentiable. So ikkada manam chusamante a is our minus 3, b is our plus 3. F of x is continuous. Endukani? Is continuous on minus 3 comma 3 closed interval, because it is an exponential because it's a polynomial function. Okay, every polynomial function is continuous on any given interval, polynomial function. Alage second enti, f of x should be differentiable. It is differentiable. F of x is differentiable on minus 3 comma 3, again an open interval, because it's a polynomial function. Okay, ఇప్పుడు third enti, is f of a equal to f of b? Let's check. So you have f of minus 3 is equal to minus 3 square plus 4. f of 3 it's equal to 3 square plus 4. So చూస్తే తెలిసిపోతుంది కదా, రెండింటికి ఆన్సర్ 13 and both of them are equal. So there must exist a point c belonging to minus 3 comma 3 such that f dash c is equal to 0. ఇదే కదా Rolle's theorem. Anyway, we have to find out the value of c here. Okay, so if they ask you verify Rolle's theorem for this, we'll do this entire thing. This was just for your reference. So the actual problem starts from here. We should just find out the value of c. So first f dash chesedam. F dash x is equal to 2x plus 0. Correct? Now what do they want? X place lo c undi. So f dash c should be equal to 2c. And what should it be? Is equal to 0. So c is equal to 0. Ante. So there exists a c belonging to minus 3 comma 3 such that C is 0. Okay. Alright. Next, find the value of C for the Rolle's theorem for this function x square minus 1 on minus 1 comma 1. The same problem, Nana. F of x is equal to x square minus 1. Okay, and domain name ichadu, interval is minus 1 to 1, and we have to find out f dash c is equal to 0 ki c value enta. Okay, so first f dash x chesesi x place lo c petteyali, 2x. So, and f dash c is equal to 0, so 2c is equal to 0 kada. X place lo manamu c pettunam, so c is equal to 0, and c belongs to minus 1 comma 1. Therefore, the value of c is 0, which satisfies the Rolle's theorem.